I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline blink.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to bring you guys another Gwen Stefani video. This is from a look that was actually, I think, a promo ad for her eyeshadow palette with Urban Decay. Lost my train of thought there for a minute. But anyway, I glammed it up a notch. I put a little bit extra wing on there, which Gwen did not have, but it's pretty similar to what she did. And I just love her so much and just wanted to, again, pay homage to her. So if you would like to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. To prep my skin and prime my skin, I used Smashbox Original Primer for my primer for my face. And also another product I picked up was this e.l.f. lip scrub, and this is like the minty, I guess, and it looks like a regular lipstick, but it has these like crystallized particles on it to help exfoliate, and you just put it on like a lipstick, and then you kind of rub it in and just exfoliate the lips, and then once you wipe it off clean, you're going to set with a lip balm. So I put on my lip balm, and it's just a great way to prep your lips because Gwen always uses, for the most part, a really vibrant lip unless it's a nude lip, and with that you just want to make sure you have a nice clean exfoliated lip. So for foundation today, I wanted to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and this is in the color Golden Beige, but I'm also going to mix a little bit of Rainforest of the Sea Light Medium Neutral just to give it a little bit more glow. They're both water-based, and I just find that they mix really well together. The Pro Matte gives you a lot more of the coverage, and then your Rainforest of the Sea is great just for, again, that added hydration. It does have coverage to it, but it just has this gorgeous glow to it. So I'm just going to do a pump of that, mix this on the back of my hand, and we're going to put this all over our face. Just kind of press it on and then blend it in with a beauty blender. Alright, so the next thing that I want to do is set my face using the Ben Nye Luxury Powder, and this is in Banana. I know a lot of people like to highlight under their eyes with this, but I tend to be more fair, so I'm going to use it as an all-over powder, and I'm just going to wet my beauty blender before I apply this. And you don't have to make it fancy, we're just kind of pressing it in. We're going to be using a fuller coverage powder over top of this. This is just to brighten and set the liquid foundation. And there's my son going to town with his toys in the background. Wouldn't be a tutorial without it. So basically I'm powdering up quite a bit with this look because Gwen has that kind of real matte porcelain doll finish most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. And for this particular look, it looked like her skin was fairly matte. And so I've taken a little bit of the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and I feel like that's the longest title ever. And I'm just going to buff this into my eyes using a fluffy concealer brush from IT Cosmetics. Okay, so now I'm going to take an all-over shadow brush, and we're going to go right into our Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette, and we're going to use the color Skimp, which is kind of a more pinky, kind of like neutrally color. I guess you would say it's in the white family, but it's definitely more of a pink undertone than a pure white. But we're going to take this and we're going to start actually on the brow bone with this. And then kind of whatever is left over, we're going to swipe onto the lid. So we don't need a whole lot of this color on the lid since we're going to be using a more vibrant color on our lid space. I'm just going to take the color Blonde, which is a little bit more of a yellow-based neutral color. That's this one right up top here. And just take a little bit of that and add that on the outside corner of the brow bone. This has like a very soft sheen to it, so it'll highlight the brow bone without it being too much color. Okay. Now the next thing that she used, I'm going to take a crease brush now. This is from It Cosmetics. The next thing that it says that she used was Anaheim in her crease, and that's going to be a little bit more of like a neutrally soft muted brown. So that's right here, and this color is not too strong, but just make sure you tap it out just to make sure you don't have any excess fallout. And we're just going to run this into our crease. Now with Gwen, I noticed that her inside corner of her crease always gets a little bit more squared just because of the shape of her eyes, and she does have a little bit more of a sagging like crease area. So I'm just going to kind of pull it straight across and then kind of half moon it. So it's like a half moon here and then it's straight across here. Alright, so that's it as far as the crease. Now using a wet synthetic eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go into the color Harajuku, which is this pretty soft pink color, and we're going to be pressing that all into the eyelid. Again, you can use this wet, or you can also use maybe like a highlighting eyelid primer or a white eyeshadow primer just to pull this color up, but I'm just going to try it using it wet and pressing the color all over the eyelid. Okay guys, so I went in and I took a little bit of the color Zone on an E40 brush from Sigma, just because I am a little bit more olive and deeper tone than Gwen Stefani's skin. So I wanted to accentuate this crease just a little bit more, and since we already had Anaheim on there, which is a softer color, putting a little bit of Zone in there isn't going to do a whole lot as far as, you know, making it look too unblended. It's going to add just another level of depth to it. And I'm just kind of buffing it out now to make sure that it's nice and smooth and elevated. It doesn't look like a sharp color on there. And then the last thing I want to do is take that same color Zone, and now using an E30 brush from Sigma, we're going to go in, and this is just a typical pencil brush, and we're going to go underneath our eyes. And just kind of, you know, line underneath the lash line here. My son is playing with action figures right now, and he's having a blast. So now that that tape is off of our eyes, I removed it real gently. I'm just buffing out the banana powder and also dusting away in case any kind of fallout got in there. And I want to go in and do the eyeliner now. So for eyeliner, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Super Slim Liner, and this is a black liquid. And we're just going to go in and do a nice wing on the end because Gwen loves a good wing. Alright guys, so right now I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Fair Neutral, and basically I'm just cleaning up any of the fallout and stuff and just going to try to accentuate this wing. I could not for the life of me figure out what I wanted to do with my wings today. Like some days I feel like you just have those off days and you can't get your wings straight, and that's just how I felt. So my wings are kind of crazy and big and all over the place. But we're just gonna roll with it because I'm over it. And I'm just kind of buffing out my concealer right now using a fluffy concealer brush from It Cosmetics. And then I go in at the end and perfect it with a beauty blender. But I like to do it this way because I feel like I have better control over it. This concealer is really, really thick. And it's very, very strong. It's very pigmented. So I just feel like this is a better way to get in there. Oop. Wet my beauty blenders. I find if I wet my beauty blender before I blend out the Shape Tape, it just blends out better. Okay, so I went in and I set my concealer using my Laura Mercier translucent loose powder, and now I want to go in and start powdering up with my L'Oreal Pro Matte powder, and this is in the color Golden Beige, and I'm using this on an e.l.f. Flawless face brush, and basically I'm just going to press it and then buff it. I'm avoiding my under eyes right now just because I do want to let my concealer kind of bake for a few minutes, but I'm going to go around the rest of my face while that bakes. And I'm going to pull it down into my neck as well. So it seems like a lot of powders, but I like to really powder it up and make sure I cake it on so it's really nice and matte like Gwen usually does. So for contour today, I'm using my Sculpted Face Palette from IT Cosmetics, one of my Holy Grail products. I'm going to be taking these two mid-tone colors here and blending them with a little bit of the dark, because in the picture she does have quite a bit of a highlight. So I just want, or excuse me, quite a bit of a contour. And I just want to make sure it's deep but not too dark so it doesn't look muddy on our face. And we're going to go into the high point here of our ear, right at the top of our ear, kind of suck in your cheek, find that line right underneath the actual bone itself, right in that hollow, and that's where you're going to trace. And I like to focus most of the product about 3/4 of the way down, so right to about here. That's where I kind of want the most of my depth, and then at the very end I just kind of dust it out towards my mouth. This way you have your angle and your definition, but it doesn't look too streaky. Then using those same 3 colors, we're going to go back in and we're going to kind of find this bone right here, right in the jawbone, and right underneath is where you want to kind of draw your contour on the chin line. So you're creating more shadow there. And sometimes too, I'll pull it down the back of my neck here just to blend it out really good. Now when I do it, I like to contour right under this line here, but then I bronze right on the actual jaw itself. This way it adds warmth to that area, but then the contour actually adds the shadow underneath the jaw, so it makes the face look slimmer. Then using the 2 lighter colors, I go into my temples towards the hairline. I don't like to go too dark around my hairline just because I think it looks more fake that way. But I'm just going to add a little shadow there, and then also right into the forehead area itself. Okay, so for blush today, I wanted to go in with something that was more of like a salmon coral pink, because the blush that Gwen wears isn't really a true bubblegum. So I wanted to go in with the color Coral Cove, and this is from Milani. And I'm going to put this on with an angled BH brush. And we're going to start in the apple of the cheek, so just smile. Find the full area. And we're just going to circle this right into the apple and bringing it up towards the top of the cheekbone. And to further brighten underneath my eyes, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. under eye brightener and just putting that right onto this Real Techniques brush. And then we're going to take it right under our eye. I just love this little powder. I can't say it enough, you guys. I probably say it in like every video, but I just think it's amazing how this little inexpensive powder can brighten and accentuate your highlight so much. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my lashes and mascara and brows on off camera. to kind of save us some time here. But for brows, I'm going to be using the Brow Power Pencil from IT Cosmetics, and it looks like this. If you guys don't have this, you need to get you one. It's a universal taupe color, and it's got like a longer, kind of wider mouth there. I don't know if you can see that. But basically, it's really easy to put on and to feather into your brows. It stays in place. And the concept is the lighter that you run it, the lighter the brow, and the harder that you press it, the darker the brow. So somebody as dark as my brows can wear it, and somebody in the blonde family can wear it. And it's an awesome product. I am not sponsored to tell you that. I just really love this. And it comes with your spoolie on the other end too for blending and all of that. So wonderful product by IT Cosmetics. Really, really impressed with this. Give it a shot, guys. So this is the finished look, you guys, using the Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette. Again, this was a part of the promo images that was released when this palette came out, and just another way of paying homage to one of my favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it for you. As always, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If there's anything that you want to see, comment down below and let me know, because I had a ton of fun doing this and I would love to do it again. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.